Hello, and thank you for joining us to hear what's new with Seabourn. I'm Geraldine Giacconi, the Key Account Sales Manager for Seabourn in the Northeast region. It's my pleasure to work closely with the team at the Cruise Web, and on behalf of all of us at Seabourn, we really appreciate the great support and partnership they give us to suggest our brand to you, their valued clients. So I want to thank them for hosting this event. The presentation will be about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'll allow some time for some questions and answers at the end. So please use the chat feature to type out your questions, and then we'll monitor those at the end. So I want to tell you a little bit about what I'd like to cover today. First, why Seabourn, who we are, about the Seabourn fleet, what makes us different in our all-inclusive features, where we sail, where we take you, with a focus on Caribbean and Europe. And then I want to promote the January booking offers and give you a little sneak peek of our expedition experiences. So first off, Seabourn as a brand has been in business for over 30 years, and we're part of Carnival Corporation, which gave us great opportunities to grow and build new ships. The ships are really more small, intimate, yacht-like vessels, and we've had the honor of being given many, many awards, both by consumer publications and trade publications, time and time again. So we are defined as the world's finest ultra-luxury travel experience. The ships are luxury resorts at sea. They carry fewer guests than other lines in the luxury space. There's more space per guest and almost a 1-to-1 crew to guest ratio. So taking a quick look at the fleet, the Seabourn Odyssey, the Sojourn, and the Quest are all sister ships. They came out right in a row with 229 suites for 458 guests, and 90% of the space have private verandas, with the remaining 10% as fixed picture windows. And then our newer ocean ships are the Encore and the Ovation, 300 suites for 600 guests. And then last July, we're thrilled to introduce the new Seabourn Venture, followed by this fall, the Seabourn Pursuit. And those are two expedition style ships. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about that as we go along. So Seabourn is all inclusive on board. So once you step foot on board, complimentary premium spirits and fine wines, welcome champagne, freely flowing throughout the vessel, complimentary in-suite bar stocked with your preferences. So you tell us what you would like when you do your check-in procedures. Complimentary Wi-Fi with unlimited minutes, whether you're using a cell phone to text. There could be a carrier charge for that, but you can get Wi-Fi on your phone or your laptop if you're bringing it, or tablet. Tipping is neither required or expected, and I'll be touching a little bit more about our culinary experience as we go along. One of the things that makes Seabourn so special, though, is things that are very intangible. It's hard to explain, but you'll feel it when you sail with us. And there are 5 key pillars that I want to share with you. And the first has to do with the people-to-people connections and making meaningful connections, whether it's our team on board, collaborating with the guests, getting to know their preferences, surprising and delighting them with what we call Seabourn moments, or it's guests connecting with guests. Maybe you came with friends and you're wanting to reestablish a relationship, or you want to celebrate a special occasion, or maybe you just want to come on board and make new friends. We have a very friendly social ambiance where you're going to feel like you're members of really a private club, and yet it won't be pretentious, and it's a casually elegant atmosphere. We want to immerse you in unexpected discoveries, and that's very evident when we bring you aboard a Seabourn expedition or exploration voyage, because you never know what you're going to experience, and that's part of the fun. Also, unexpected discovery could be on a European vacation with us, enjoying architecture or a museum that you happen to stumble upon. And then there's that moment where you have a life-changing or life-expanding moment. And certainly this picture in Antarctica speaks to that. Getting up close and personal with nature and really reconnecting with the world around you. We want to deliver active luxury experiences. So when we're in the warmer weather destinations, We can anchor the ship when weather permits. We bring out the marina and all the water toys come out. And then in the cold regions, active luxury could be jumping in kayaks and doing a tour. And then all along the way, we always strive to deliver a seamless experience from the time you arrive in your port of embarkation and step off that plane to be greeted by our meet and greet team, a seamless transfer from the airport to the ship, and then boarding. There's never a line. It's very personalized. So when you come back to the ship every time that you've been ashore, you're always greeted by a friendly smile by our staff, a cold beverage, or a towel before you get back on your ship. If you haven't sailed with us, or perhaps you have, but need a refresher, I'd like to take you on a quick tour of the Seabourn Ovation, because I'm be touching on the Caribbean itineraries in Europe, and this ship does sail in both those destinations. This is an all-suite ship, so 100% our suites with private verandas. And this is the lead-in category. It's over 300 square feet, lots of space in the sitting area and out on the private veranda. To be served our caviar and champagne at your request. It's always complimentary, or to order full room service for breakfast, lunch, or dinner served in the privacy of your suite. All the suites on board have a double marble sink, a nice soaking tub, a separate shower, and all of our wonderful amenities curated and specially scented just for Seabourn by Molton Brown out of London. For those guests that want more space, the next step up would be a penthouse suite, over 400 square feet, separate sitting area versus sleeping area, and then our premium suites with a lot more space to really stretch out, entertain, whether you're traveling with friends or want to meet new guests on board. Some of the verandas, like this main picture you're seeing, is a wrap around the front of the vessel and give you a lot of outside space as well. Now, when you want to socialize, there's lots of clubs and lounges, and this is called The Club, a great meeting place before and after dinner for drinks. The restaurant is open seating for dinner only. You'll see tables for 8 when you have a larger party, 8 and almost 10, and then some smaller tables of 2s and 4s. For breakfast and lunch, you'll find the more casual indoor-outdoor alternative. It features an open kitchen, lavish buffets, tableside service, and then in the evening, this turns into Earth and Ocean, which is a more casual tapas kind of tasting menu, and really fun to come and try the different things that the chef's going to curate. Weather permitting, we do serve this dinner outside under the stars, so it's just a great, fun, more casual alternative. We're really thrilled to have a culinary partnership with Chef Thomas Keller. You may know his restaurant if you're from the New York area. He owns and operates Per Se, but his most popular restaurant is French Laundry in Napa. And if you've been to the Venetian Hotel in Vegas, he also has a French bistro within the hotel and the Bouchon Bakery right in the lobby. So after all that talk of food, you might want to hit the gym. For a ship of this size, the gym facility is really phenomenal. Lots of treadmills and workout equipment, and that's always complimentary to come in and use it. But if you'd like to enjoy our spa, we have a great partnership with Dr. Andrew Weil, and it's really the first ever program of its kind at sea, partnering with him. He's got an interesting, groundbreaking research. He's written books about combining your physical, social, environmental, and spiritual well-being as part of your health and fitness routine. So the spa features are additional, but you can certainly enjoy our poolside, or if you're in one of the premium suites, the retreat, which is a more private area and very shaded up on the top deck. I'd like to give you a quick update on a dress code change that just took place. We're relaxing the dress code, particularly on the expedition voyages. We're removing the formal nights. And part of the reason is that the guests just don't want to pack that much clothing, and you're in these remote regions of the world. So we are going to allow jeans in the dining room, very tasteful jeans with sweaters or tops. And then on the Ocean Fleet, jeans will be allowed only on the elegant casual nights when you're in the dining room, but there will still be formal nights on our ocean cruises where jeans will not be appropriate in the main restaurant. However, there are other dining menus that guests could choose, and you'll see that this all took place very recently after the new year. So where can you go with Seabourn? We can take you to all 7 continents of the globe. I won't be able to cover all of them in this particular session, but I'll touch on Northern Europe, Mediterranean, and a little bit of expedition and Caribbean. So speaking of the Caribbean, we're there right now in the winter of 2023, and these itineraries I'm showing you will be operating also late fall of 23 into the winter of 24. So we are really thrilled to offer 2 different 7-day itineraries, one Barbados to St. Martin, and the other one St. Martin back to Barbados. So many guests choose to do a full 14 days and never repeat a port. And that's a really great option. For Christmas in 2023, we'll be offering a special 10-day voyage round trip Barbados. And Marina Day is a big highlight. I touched on it on Active Luxury, but we try to do Marina Day whenever the weather permits on every one of the Caribbean voyages. And the other highlight is Caviar in the Surf. And this takes place at the Carambola Beach Day, where we will tender in via Zodiac or tenders, and all the guests will come onto the beach, and they'll have a beautiful beachside barbecue with free-flowing champagne and caviar in the surf. It's a really fun event. So I want to show you a quick 30-second spot to give you an idea of what you will experience on a Seabourn Caribbean cruise. So let's switch gears to Northern Europe. I'm going to touch on a few 2023 voyages because there's still space available this summer. So if you haven't planned your summer vacation, you may want to consider one of these. The Ovation will be embarking in Copenhagen and Dover on 7 to 14-day voyages. We'll also be heading up to Northern Europe up to 26 days, covering Iceland and the historic British Isles. So this is a great introduction both to Iceland and to Seabourn if you have a limited amount of vacation time. There's 7-day itineraries from Copenhagen to Reykjavik or reverse. So if you have time and you can do 14 nights, it's great because you won't repeat a port. And then as far as the European itineraries go, I'm going to be showing you the 2024 itinerary so you can plan ahead, but many of these will be available in 2023 as well. We'll have 5 ships there from March of 24 through November. We cover a lot of ports in the Mediterranean, Italy, the south of France, going over into Athens and the Greek Isles. So I'm going to just put up some of our key itineraries. You'll see that there may only be 2 at any given time because we move the ships around at all times. You're going to find they go from point A to B to B to C, and you can string them along on back-to-back voyages, almost like a string of pearls. So it's a great way to really tour around the Med. This is a 10-day from Barcelona to Monte Carlo. And if you aren't familiar with some of these ports, that's good because that's one of the key things about Seabourn. We're taking you to some of the hidden islands and ports that the big ships just can't go to. The Seabourn Encore spends a lot of time in the Greek Isles, going between Athens to Istanbul, Athens to Venice, up and down that Adriatic corridor, and really getting you again into the small ports and coves that the big ships can't get into. Turkey is back, and our guests are enjoying Istanbul and all the things that it has to offer on itineraries that call on Ephesus. We are still offering our signature event, a private evening among the ruins in Ephesus at sunset with a beautiful classical concert, and it's really a special evening and completely complimentary. And then if you haven't been to the Holy Land and Egypt, this is a really spectacular way to see it. 18 nights, and it's going to bring you back just in time for Thanksgiving. So this is a little bit about what you can expect on Seabourn in the Med. So let's talk a little bit about Northern Europe. In 2024, lots of choices up here. This is a Scandinavia itinerary that really gets you into all the key capitals and areas of that region. This is a phenomenal way to see the British Isles in 14 nights, Dover to Dover, covering Ireland, Scotland, and parts of Wales. Another Iceland itinerary for 2024 on the Sojourn, which is the smaller ship with 458 guests. And then the North Cape and Norwegian fjords. We're getting into all these small fjord areas that the big ships just can't see. This is going to be a very sold out itinerary. 2023 is nearly sold out, so I would be grabbing this early for 2024 if you're interested. And with all these great itineraries, you might have a hard time deciding what to do. So if you have the time, come join us for 79 or 103 days. It's the Grand Europe and Viking Passage cruise. You'll visit 72 places and 4 overnights and be able to really, really see all of these wonderful places, ending in New York. So I want to talk a little bit about our current offer. It's called the Sweet Life event. You can save up to 15% on the cruise fare on many, many ocean voyages. The only ones that are exempt are the grand voyages and the world cruise, but everything else pretty much is available. Then you can save up to 25% on our expedition cruises. Even better, you don't have to put a lot of money down. We're reducing the deposit to just 15% deposit. And then as an extra value, when you book by January 31 with the CruiseWeb, you will enjoy an extra $300 per suite in shipboard credit for onboard spending as a thank you for listening to this particular presentation. So if you've sailed with Seabourn before, I have a third offer. You can get your 5% cruise fare discount as a past guest, and that's available on select voyages. So hopefully we could find you one that's going to include all 3 offers. So a little bit about our expedition experiences. Last summer in July, we introduced the brand new Seabourn Venture, and this fall we will introduce the sister ship, the Pursuit. 132 oceanfront suites for only 264 guests. We have about 250 crew on board, 8 dining options, Polar Class 6 strength hull, so we can go into the ice regions without having an ice cutter with us. Lots of outdoor space and always environmentally compliant for the sensitive areas we're sailing in. The ship was really designed with an expedition feature. So you'll see it feels almost like a ski lodge here. There's wonderful places to hear our lecturers and naturalists in the Discovery Center talking about what you're going to see. And yet in the evening, it's an elegant atmosphere in the restaurant with open dining and a lot of other choices as well. Here's the club, which is great to come before dinner for sushi, or sometimes you can make a meal out of it. And about 8 different bars and lounges throughout the ship. This deluxe veranda suite is our lead-in category. It's about 355 square feet, including the veranda. You can step up to the next category, the penthouse veranda. Very similar layout to what I showed you on Ocean. And then our premium suites. The Winter Garden has a 2-level with a full 2-deck window, which is just spectacular. And then the veranda panorama suites on the bottom are brand new. And they have kind of a cantilevered sitting area out over the ship. And again, all those beautiful bathroom facilities. This ship is equipped, or both ships will be equipped with a submersible that can handle 6 guests. There is an additional charge for this that will vary based on the destination, but lots of ways to explore with hiking and snorkeling and scuba and kayak tours throughout the expedition. All of this is led by a team of 26. They're all very, very highly trained and qualified to keep you safe and show you all the sights. And our outfitter is Helly Hansen, so guests on the Arctic and the Antarctic voyages will be fitted with a jacket that you'll then bring home with you. So just as a wrap up, I'll show you kind of an overview called This Is Your Moment. So I hope this is your moment to book a Seabourn cruise. Again, be in touch with the Cruise Web. You can save up to 15% on ocean voyages, up to 25% on expedition, reduced deposit of 15%. So it really is a sweet deal. And again, that extra value, if you book by January 31, Cruise Web will give you a $300 per suite shipboard credit off your next Seabourn voyage that you could spend it in the gift shop, the spa, or on any shore excursions that are not included. So I want to thank you so much for attending and listening to today's cruise presentation. I want to see if there's any questions that have come into the chat. So give me 1 second. Okay, I see a question here. Where will the venture be this summer? Well, we'll have the venture up in the Arctic regions, Greenland, Iceland, and the Arctic Circle. And there's still good space available this summer, so I hope you'll join us. Let's see what else we had come in question-wise. Can you please go over again what's included and what's not included on Seabourn, specifically are shore excursions included? So that's a really great question. I have to answer it in 2 parts. When you're on the ocean cruises, which are the white ships, we do not include any shore excursions. So if you're wanting to do a tour or a hiking trip that's escorted, there's going to be additional costs for that. Everything on the Seabourn ocean ships is included once you get on board, but things off the ship are not. Same with transfers. If you're arriving on your own in, say, the port of Athens, you would get a transfer on your own to the ship. However, if you're buying an air program, your air flights to us, then the transfer would be included. The last opportunity would be you can do your own airfare, but you can then buy the transfer from us, so you'll still be greeted at the airport. So the Cruise Web advisors will work with you on that. Now on expedition, we do include the Zodiac tours that are part of the landings with your expedition cruise. But if you want to do a kayak tour, that would be considered a shore excursion, even though it's on water. So there's some nuances there. And of course, the submersible is not included as well. Let's see what else came in on the questions. Okay, this is a good one. Do guests need reservations for dinner? The answer is no, with the exception of the Grill by Thomas Keller, which is our specialty restaurant. So there you really should have a reservation, and you can pre-book that as part of your check-in process when you're planning on our website. If you have larger parties for the restaurant, I would probably suggest seeing the restaurant manager early in the day, because just to make sure that you can be accommodated, but you don't need a reservation to walk into the restaurant, and the Colonnade is open dining as well. And the last question I see here is just going over the dress code again, and when you need formal wear and when you don't. Okay, so we have no more formal nights on the expedition cruises, which would be on the Venture and the Pursuit that's coming out. There'll be still formal nights on the ocean cruises. So there's usually one on a 7-night cruise, and there could be two, or there's usually two on the 10 to 14-night cruises. You'll know before you go how many formal nights there are. But remember that there's a lot more dining options now. So even if you don't want to dress up to go to the restaurant that night that's designated as a formal night, you can choose to eat in the Colonnade or the sushi restaurant, or perhaps order the full room service menu in the comfort of your suites or you're watching a movie. So you will always find other options if you choose not to want to bring the more formal or cocktail attire. So I hope that answers that question. If I didn't get to a question, or you have any additional questions, you see the number on your screen for the Cruise Web. They're very happy to help you. They're very knowledgeable about our brand. And thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to having you on board. Bye.